First thing first, I want to actually thanks Jamaica invite me to here. Actually, I base myself in Auckland. I don't live nearby. And I remember that was probably 20 years ago. That was the last time I actually came to Wellington, and it changed a lot. I actually spent the whole day yesterday wandering around in the CBD, and it changed a lot. And my feeling is it's really vibrant, it's beautiful, it's modern, and the people are nice. And also the food is great and cheap as well compared to Auckland. I was just having a day scone. It's called lamb turquoise. I'm not sure you know. Yeah, maybe I spelled wrong. But it's only $3.80. So I was like, I can't believe my eye, because in Auckland that will easily go to $6 or $7. Just for cheese scone. But anyway, that's me, Tom Wu. So migrant, 25 years. So today I think my role or my sharing is more about really giving you probably a different angle of perspective, from a migrant, from an entrepreneur, a startup entrepreneur, which is crazy people, and also really from someone that worked for, I think, 2 or 3 different biggest company, in New Zealand. So first thing first, I guess I would love to share a story, because I know people love story, I want to share a story like as I spoke to Peter, Peter, just sitting there. He asked me how you come to this country, why you chose New Zealand. I told him, it wasn't a choice. I didn't pick it. That was I was 17 years old. I failed my university entry exam, at China at the time, and I was a single child in a typical Asian family. So I'm not sure that means anything to you, but let me explain a little bit. So in an Asian family, getting to a good university, especially in my time, is so crucial, because if you don't, that means you got no future. Full stop. Okay, I failed it. My dad got so angry, but also he said, okay, now we're going to send you to a place called New Zealand. Have your second life. So that's how I've been done. Like literally, that is what happened to me. Yep. Single child, no friends, can't speak good English. Like today, I was literally been done. 2001, March 27. And it wasn't a really fresh start. My dad only gave me $50, but he did pay all my university fees and homestay fee, but he only gave me $50, so I need to survive. So the first thing first, when I land in Auckland, I have to find a job, so I have to survive. So that's why I try to download on so many business just to find jobs. Unfortunately, as you can say, you get more no than yes, obviously. So the first job I end up is dishwash at a restaurant who still exists. It's called Grand Harbour. If you do a bit of Google, it's still there today, 25 years. Great restaurant, great food, yum cha. Some of you probably love. Still there, So, but that is the first job, And then later I realized there could be better lifestyle if I just import some small goods from China and sell it over here on trading or on the night market, and that's where I spent 7 years at night market. And also, Peter, your story about your father, come from UK to New Zealand, and really change the career from policeman to an importer of machine. Also inspired me as well, because I think if I look back and also look at the future, I think job change dramatically. I tell you what is going to change. I spoke to my dad and I asked him, how do you manage your career? How do you manage your jobs? My dad told me, what do you mean by that? Because from his perspective and his generation, he meet moms in the same company. They work for one job after from uni or school until they retire. That's their time. Okay, one job, one career. He never even written a so-called CV or resume. Never, ever. He doesn't even know what that looks like. He doesn't need to, right? So now you understand a little bit about why my dad's so angry, because you failed the most critical test in your life. Okay, you got no future, right? But really, when we really look a little bit forward about today, 2026, and a little bit forward, like because I got 3 young daughters, you know, if I close my eye a little bit, I think about 20 years from now on, I think the world they are living is completely different. They probably, of course, there's still jobs. I totally agree. There's still jobs. Humans still here. You know, humanity still here. But I think the nature of job will change dramatically. You know, I think about myself. You know, compared to my dad. You know, I work for probably 3 or 4 different companies, dishwash, and plus other things. So that's on top of that. But if you I think about 20 years from now on, I guess if you want me to have a bit, I believe that probably there's much less and less so-called permanent job, because it's all, you know, project nature or freelancer or even startup. You know, think about, you know, people are encouraged to do more innovation. So I guess that is the thing. It's crazy, trust me, it's crazy. That's why I got a picture here. Not sure people online can see it. I call this a perfect storm. So what is a perfect storm? It means there's 2 big storms actually coming together. One is, of course, the AI. That's what we talk about today. It's AI, it's the evolution. You know, you think about AI, it's more like electricity. It's like you know, engine. It's like a car, right? Human industrial never had this kind of thing before, and now we have it. It's a great thing. It's a great tool, but on top of that, it does bring a lot of kind of a change or uncertainty or impact to people, you know. And also, I really agree, you know, with all my peer speakers talk about that imbalance of power, you know. And I will tell you a little bit more about my company later, you know, and what we do, and you will understand why, you know, I'm so care about that. And then the next thing another storm we're talking about is, you see, like university, if you just have a glance, you know, just on the walkway, you'll see there's a different phases, you know, compared to 20 years ago, 30 years ago. There's more international students, you know, there's more people from different countries. I think that is also a reality, you know, migrants, you know, international students. So I guess that is really create that kind of perfect storm where migrants, they come to this country and when they really door knocking on business, and I think you will fear to assume they got disadvantage in terms of, you know, where they come from, you know, the languages they're speaking, and also even sometimes, I know this is bad, about how they look. You know, even they won't tell you that exactly reason they reject you, but I know that could be something, you know, it's really bad. So I guess that creates that kind of a perfect storm. And now I'm going to tell you, you know, about Zen, right? It's a thing. I'm not sure. I mean, I guess I did a bit of a wiki, you know, this morning, just try to find out the original. Where Zen this thing come from, and some say it's from China, some say from India, you know. But I guess I'm not going to you know, try to dig out where it come from. But I guess for me, finding Zen, especially in my career, like 25 years career, you know, from a migrant, from dishwash to really get a university degree with honor, with scholarship, and got into some of those best company you can never dream for, you know, and spend decades there. I think if I reflect that and really summarize those career things, I think it's really coming down to those 3 things, you know, at least to me or to many of the people I meet, they're really successful, you know, in their career. One is about, you really truly understand who you are and what's your strength. So that is your identity. My identity, really simple. I'm Kiwi, but also I am migrant. And I really have that kind of identity myself. And then the mindset is also, I guess, being a startup, it's good. It's because you have that mindset of you are the CEO, right? And think about if you are a job seeker, you also can apply that mindset into your own job seeking because you are also the CEO of you, of me, the company called me or you, whatever. I think that is a powerful thing because if you really become the owner and the CEO of yourself, I think you will become more proactive and more motivated to do many things that if you just feel like, oh, I'm just a job seeker, I'm just an employee, you can't really reactive. So I guess that mindset is also important. And then the third one is, of course, we talk about AI. There's lots of great AI tools, including my one, but I try not to, I promise, Jimmy Cole, we are not going to do commercial here, so I try not to mention my tool, but I guess there will be some example I'm going to share with you, how people leveraging some of those AI tools and really get, succeeds in this really challenging job market. Okay, so bear with me. First thing first, about identity. I think this is the common thing we kind of observe or we get from our user. Of course, I summarize it using one of the great tools. It's called Notebook LM. It's in the bottom right corner, really small. It's done by Google. It's a great tool. It really helps you to learn and summarize things really quick. So this is basically what we see, from talking to our user, who are migrants or young students. Now, they're from overseas. And the myth here, or what the feedback they get is the lack of a local experience. When they apply for job, like often they got rejected, they will just say, we find a candidate with better experience, okay? But usually you ask, what sort of experience? Local, okay? So that's what we got. And the second thing we heard is people see them as outsider. What do you mean by outsider? Or what do they mean by outsider? It means that you don't quite fit into either the company or the organization or even some small business. It's just really the owner's culture. I think that is how they describe it. An outsider is you don't really fit into that circle and that culture. So that's it. That's what we heard, And the third one is really about, like myself, I passionate about AI. I'm passionate about helping migrants, helping people to land job quicker. And that's a good thing, right? Think about that is something, money just can't buy. But sometimes people don't see it that way. They see you as really a distraction and you're spending the effort or interest on different things that really not align with what they want you to do. So I guess that is just a myth. And the reality is, if you look at on the other side, how people actually land their job and really tell the same person, but in a different angle, to sell themselves, to the employer. And this is what they have done. One is they post hey, yes, I'm just new to New Zealand, for a few months, but I got a diverse perspective of the world, of my country, of different regions outside New Zealand, and that could be benefit to your company, right? So that is one of the things they really use as a diverse perspective, And by the way, New Zealand is an export country. There's a lot of business actually have to do business with outside the world, so that could be a good thing. And second thing is really about, because I'm an outsider, so I'm abundant. I can get things done. I don't have those kind of states of quo kind of thing. So I think that is another way how they prescribe themselves as an outsider, is they get things done. And thirdly, not the last, it's about how they actually package their diverse interests into something that the employer really want and help their business grow. So I think about in my case, I can package myself, say, hey, yes, I love cooking, I love startup, I got a bit of an entrepreneurship thing, but that actually a good thing because it really aligns with what you want, right? For innovation, for really like tackle the AI wave. I guess this is how I'm going to, sell myself, if I'm in the interview. So I guess it's really all about how you actually like pick those strengths and not really like kind of shine away from your own identity, And second thing, we talk about the mindset, right? First one, we talk about the identity. And second thing, we talk about mindset. Now, this is a two mindset. I spent enough time in some of those big companies. My mindset at that time, before I become a full-time startup entrepreneur, is on the left side, which is the employee mindset. Okay, I come to work 9 to 5, I get the paycheck home. That's it. Okay, weekend, I shut my phone, I don't answer it. Yeah. Kiwi, yeah, absolutely. That's exactly how we work, right? So it's employee mindset. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that's wrong. No, that's actually a mind. It's a safe mindset. I call it safe play. You play safe, right? That is the mindset I adapted. But think about if you apply that mindset while you're in the middle of job hunting. That's a different story. It's mean like what? It's mean like you're really reactive. You're only occasionally looking for jobs, and then you're occasionally applying. You're occasionally following up with recruiter and really having coffee with them. So I think that mindset is not going to help you win the battle because currently, as we know, the unemployment rate for young people is really high in history. So if you really want to be the winner and be the one that outpaces other people, I think I would suggest you really think about you adapting to more like the startup CEO mindset, which is I currently have. It's more like, yes, take risk, Don't knock on people. Yes, you're going to get a lot of no or people ignore you. But the thing is like, that is how startup works. Think about startup. It's like we have to knock on so many people's door, like governments and businesses, small or medium-sized organization, and lots of people don't just say yes, But that's okay, Because that mindset will really open you a lot of doors and make you lots of good friends. And at the end of the day, I truly agree with I think Rocho or some peer speaker like Tia say, it's really coming down to still human. Because at 2026, the hiring still, the final decision is still done by human, not AI yet. But the first kind of screening, it's done in big company and medium-sized company. It's done by so-called ATS. So it's an application tracking system. In many cases, they are AI. So if I'm really jumping into more the final tool, tell you another story about GoBear. I know people love story. Is 2 years ago, I was actually an AI leader. I'm leading in one of the big company. I was leading project that $1 million scale and really improving the company efficiency and productivity using AI, right? Then at that time, some of you probably remember 2024, I think, the job market it's quite tough. After COVID, it's quite tough because, there is a bit of a lagging after COVID. So I was actually went to one of the migrant in tech meetup. And I meet one of the guy, and he really tell me, say, look, he's from South Africa, and I asked him, hey, how was your life in New Zealand? He said, it's really tough. I said, why? He said, I applied for 100 jobs, just no single interview landed. That was exactly this guy tell me at that time. And then I went home, I couldn't sleep on that night. Because I was kind of thinking, if big company can using really the AI to, make a game, in the thing, is there anything we could do, for those people, and they are just have nowhere to go and nowhere to get help. So I think that was really the moment we start doing this project called Go Bear. But because a lot of people ask me, why is it Go Bear? It's because the job market was a bear market, not a bull market, it's a bear market. And we love to support the people. And I know I'm running out of time because I already say I got only 1 minute. So I guess to sum up that, the whole thing we're trying to do is we're trying to really safeguard that AI into safe and also responsible way. So people don't have to remember, they have to be, I have to not saying this thing, I'm not clicking that button. Because as a company, we have responsibility, to make sure whatever we're doing is safe and is responsible, and also it's highly ethical as well. So that's why we try to build Go Bear to that extent. And also we're proud to say we are 100% on the job seeker side, and that is a crazy thing. I tell you why. It's because usually money only happen on the recruiter side, on the company side, but not on the job seeker side. So that's why we already been told multiple times by many people, say, no, you are start at the wrong end of the stick. But I believe we start actually at the right end of the stick, because that is the opportunity. That is where people need help the most. So anyway, I'm stopped here. So in sum up, connect me. Because I do have a lot of story to share, to tell you. Nothing is fancy, nothing is fresh, but do connect and be friend with me. But I normally don't base here, so I probably have to do online call with you, if you are based in Wellington. But thank you so much today for having me to share my story, a little bit about how to find things, in your job hunt. And yeah, I think that's me.